What's good, everybody? It's Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we've got a special video for you guys. We've got my full sneaker collection. If you saw, I did make an ASMR sneaker video 2 days ago. On Monday is when it should come out. So this is the full collection. If you want to see every single shoe that I own, this is the video to watch. So if you guys are new, please subscribe. We're on the road to 300 subscribers. This is actually a 200 subscriber special video. So also, once again, thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. It's absolutely crushing every goal that I set for us. So thank you guys so much. The support is actually amazing. But I do want to jump right into this video because this one's going to take me a while to film and edit. So as you can see, I showed you guys in my 200 subscriber thank you video where I just kind of was thanking you guys, but I have a lot of sneakers. Like, there's at least like 3 to 4 pairs above what you can see here on every row. So I don't know, I've probably got like 40 or 50 pairs at this point. I even do have some like down here that I use more often. So I think I'm gonna time lapse me just taking all these out because it's gonna take some time. So let's cue the time lapse. I'll get all these out and then we'll go one by one through them. All right, y'all, so as you can see, we have cleared this all out in here. I'm so tired, actually. I'm like breathing heavy. That was a lot of shoes to move. But as you can see, down here is where I'm gonna start with those shoes in there. Then we've got all of this. Just, man, to see them all out like this is makes it really look like a lot, which it is a lot. I knew that, but man, okay, we've got a lot to go through. All right, so first I'm gonna start with the ones in this clear case here that I showed you just a second ago. So I'm just gonna grab each one, show you, and put it back because I already have so much to put back. I'm gonna try and keep these right here. Also, just so you know, the ones that are in my clear case and the ones that aren't in those boxes are typically ones that I wear more. That's why they don't have a box or whatever. I don't know, I threw it out or I was trying to save space because clearly I can't even fit more boxes. I can't fit more shoes. I haven't bought a new pair of shoes in a long time. And I even got rid of a bunch of shoes like a few months ago. So anyways, first pair of shoes that we're gonna show off here is these, I think they're called Honeydew high top Nike SB Dunks. Or I think just Dunks is what they are technically. They're pretty nice, good colorway. I like to wear these with pants usually. I don't like to wear high tops without pants typically, but yeah, they've got this like dark brown bottom here, honeydew color with white. Just overall a good shoe. I love Dunks. You can't ever go wrong with Dunks. So yeah, that's our first pair right there. We're gonna move on because we got a lot to go through. All right, next shoe I've got here is the Nike Trainer. I don't actually know the name of this colorway. I don't think it's a collab with anybody. It's just a normal Nike Trainer. It's a pretty cool shoe, pretty unique shoe. A lot of people don't really have trainers, I don't think. But yeah, you've got like this Velcro strap here to help tighten it with the laces still. Kind of looks like maybe an Air Force in the front or a Dunk in the back, maybe something else, not sure. But pretty cool shoe, pretty unique shoe. If you get a pair of trainers, at least a nice colorway like this, they'll always look good with anything, and most people don't even know what they are. So next pair we've got here are some high top Converse. I don't remember the exact name of these with like the extra sole on the bottom here that are like beefed up and thicker than a normal high top Converse, but I bought these on Poshmark. Shout out Poshmark. That's where I get most of my used shoes, to be honest. They're so cheap and you can get them in like almost perfect condition like I did with these. But basically, these were customs. They say, I'm pretty sure this is someone's last name, and so they didn't want them. And I was aware of that too. I was like, oh, they're like a custom with his name on it. but they were selling them for $15 because nobody wants one with someone else's name on it, I guess. But I'm like, nobody's gonna notice that. I mean, so I just bought them, $15. I've used them several times. Yeah, I like this shoe a lot. I got the sole coming up in the back there with the star. I think it was a steal. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but yeah, these were 15 bucks. I think that's a great deal. All right, next up we've got a pair of Uggs, and they are a very bright green colorway of Uggs. These are brand new, never worn. I haven't even worn these. I think I've tried them on actually, but I haven't worn them. I live in Tampa, Florida, as some of you might know by now. I never need to wear these. I honestly don't know why I got these. Well, I do know they were like 30 bucks on Poshmark for a brand new pair, and I thought they looked super sick, so I got them. They're like lined with that fur or whatever as well, so they're super warm. If I lived somewhere up north, I would love these and I would use them a lot, but I don't. So I literally have never used these. I have used like slippers and stuff before, but to wear a high top slipper, that's extremely warm. I don't think it's ever cold enough that I need that in Florida, like literally almost ever. But I got them anyways. I love the idea of Uggs. I just think they're really cool. I like the fashion with Uggs. So hopefully I get to use them eventually. If not, I might get rid of them. I've already considered getting rid of these several times. They've made it this far just because I think they look so cool. But you never know, I might need them one day. All right, next pair is gonna be a pair of, I believe these are the Air Max 95s, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is a super solid shoe. I have a few pairs of these actually. This is the Lucky Green colorway, which was also a part of the Olympic series, as you can see by the Olympics colored tag there. They also all came with like a golden pin on here that I have somewhere. I used to have every Olympic set of this shoe, but I just honestly didn't wear them enough because they're all the colors of this, like the whole shoe. So they're really hard to match to stuff. Yes, granted, this is probably one of the hardest to match of them all, but the Lucky Greens are like one of the most sought after of them, so I decided to keep this one. I got these used on Poshmark as well. Yes, I bought them used, and I feel like they still even now look pretty new, brand new, for like $40 or $50. So pretty solid pickup. I love these shoes. All right, my next pair here is a pretty special pair. These are actually the Juice WRLD collab shoes that he made for his merch website forever ago. I'm pretty sure they've restocked these a few times by now, but I had to like be online ready to get these the second they were released because so many people wanted them and there was not much stock. I won't lie, they're super uncomfortable. There's no sole on these. You can tell they're kind of cheap compared to like a pair of Vans. But I love Juice WRLD. He's like one of my favorite artists ever. So to have these is super cool. It says no vanity on the back. And the design is just his 999 logo all over. So yeah, these are actually super cool. And I believe my sister Robin is actually the one who got me these. Or maybe it was Rachel. I can't remember, but I was really busy. I think I was working and when these dropped, and I was gonna try and just get it myself and like go to the bathroom or do something to be able to get them, but I think something happened and I couldn't, so like last minute I had to reach out to her. I believe it was Robin, and have her place this order for me, so shout out to her for getting me these. The bottom is just like your standard Vans too. You could definitely skate in these for sure, which Juice WRLD was also a skateboarder, or at least somewhat of a skateboarder. He could do like kick flips and stuff like that, so makes sense why he would like these. Most of the shoes that he would buy too tended to be like Vans style shoes, but like stuff like Revenge Storms, which I actually have a couple. I'll show you guys those later. But anyways, next up we've got this Alexander Wang collab with Adidas. This shoe's like a puffer material here. And back here is where you pull this to tighten it, and it just tightens all these laces. So it's like almost like a sock shoe. You just slip this on here and then tighten it with this thing. I just thought these were super unique and super cool, and I wanted to get them. These resell for like multiple hundreds of dollars brand new. I got these in relatively used condition for like $60, I think. So not bad, but I will say you can tell these are a little beat. Like the sole came like this. The lace is kind of like tight, and I don't know. You can tell the age on it a little more with these, but they're super sick looking shoe. I love this shoe. Not even sure who Alexander Wang really is. I think he's some kind of athlete or something, obviously, since this is Adidas. But yeah, these are super sick. If you wear these, most people don't own these, so you might get looks or questions because they're pretty cool. Like good looks or questions, I would assume, because they're a pretty cool shoe. All right, so the last pair of shoes from my clear holders back there is a pair of Jordan 1 highs, actually, and it's the Pollens, I believe these are. I don't wear these a lot. I don't wear my Jordan 1s in general a lot, honestly. Mostly because they're high tops, and again, I think that high tops have to be worn with pants. It's super hot in Florida, so I'm not wearing pants super often, but when I am, definitely gonna rock a pair of Jordans with it. I got these for literally, I think, $40 or $50 on Poshmark. As you can tell, most of these used ones, like I said, I bought on Poshmark. I think it's an amazing steal. I mean, Jordan 1s are legendary. These hold value. Right now, they're not super popular, but you know how they were in COVID times. They were crazy, and they will be that way eventually again. It's a timeless shoe. Eventually, people will want it again, and they'll just be even more rare and older and even more expensive because it'll be harder to find them in good condition. So I just keep all my Jordan 1s because even if I don't wear them a lot, they're gonna be worth something one day. All right, so that's all of the ones for my clear. Okay, I think I'm actually gonna go through some more from what I wear daily before I move you guys over here, because I'm gonna move you guys over to the other angle over here to open all those boxes. So first, I'm gonna show you some more over here actually. So next shoe we've got here is a Lacoste shoe. It's a dress shoe. I have not worn these still, but they're so pretty. I love Lacoste shoes. This is the only pair of Lacoste shoes I even have, but they were on a sale. They were like $40 brand new. And yes, there's like no sole on them or anything. They're for dressing up. But they're green, so I don't know what to dress them up with, but they're super nice. Really, really like these shoes. Still got the tags on them and everything. That's what happens. I don't get to wear a lot of shoes. All I do is really work. I don't dress up for work either, so I don't really dress up much in general, so I don't have much reason to wear these all the time, but I probably could find a normal fit with these too, but definitely would have to be with pants, I think. I just need to live somewhere where it's cold, because if I could wear pants, I could wear like every pair of shoes I have way more easily, way more often, I think. We'll stay on the topic of dress shoes here for now, because I do have a few more pairs. And then after that, we will probably move on to like slides and Crocs and things like that. Next up here, we've got another dress shoe that I've never worn. I've tried them on, obviously, but just like the other ones, but never worn them. It's another really nice dress shoe. I think these are so cool looking. I love the color blue. But again, I don't even know what I would wear these with, honestly. So this one is, and the other one are probably a good example of like an impulse buy that I probably should have thought about a little bit more, just because I thought they looked sick, but then I didn't think about like how am I actually gonna wear this. But they're super nice actually. I mean, these were from Men's Warehouse. These are nice shoes. But I had these on a sale too. These were also like $50 or something. So by dress shoe standards, that's like really cheap. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the next dress shoe, which I guess I'll show these. These are my old brown dress shoes. I got a new pair because as you can see, they're like peeling right here. So I'm not gonna spend too much time on these. These were great. I loved these shoes for a long time, but I had to get a new pair, especially because I had to wear these for my cousin's wedding. So I got a new pair before that because these are a little bit too beat up. All right, so next up is those new brown dress shoes I was talking about. Pretty much the same style. I didn't want them to look any different really. I loved those brown shoes, but so I just kind of looked for one that was about the same thing. So that's these. Super nice shoe, just like your standard brown dress shoe. And last up for the dress shoes is my black pair of dress shoes, which not a huge fan of this style, but it's like a super standard style that can work with any suit or any time you dress up and need black shoes. So that's why I have these. I would prefer ones that have a more pointed toe. I'm not a big fan of the square toes like this. And I also am a bigger fan of the black ones that have like a small buckle on them or something. I don't know, I just think they're cooler like that. Let me actually get some of these shoes put away that I've already showed you guys so that my room is not so crammed, and then I'll get back to showing you the slides and Crocs. All right, we're gonna move on to Crocs next. I did also make a dedicated video on my Crocs collection like probably a month ago or so, so if you'd like to watch that, you can just click that right here. But I'm still gonna show them here because this is my full sneaker showcase video, or shoes in general. So first up, we'll start with these. These are my disgusting white Crocs, as you can see. These are my like dailies. I wear these to everything. I wear these to football games, theme parks, skating, everything. I love Crocs. So these are my V3s. I've had 3 pairs. These probably need to be replaced with V4s here soon, honestly. And while we're on the topic of my different versions of white Crocs, I'm going to show you guys my V1s, which are in this box. And that is because they were actually signed by a famous YouTuber named Balin Levine. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He was like a prankster, and he kind of still is, but I don't 100% know exactly what he does now. I don't watch him as much, but he was huge on Crocs. Like, he wore white Crocs all the time. So he actually came and visited my campus at USF. I went to college at USF here in Florida, and he visited the campus. He used to go there a lot for videos. I think he's from around here, and he visited the campus one night while I was there because I lived on campus, and I got to meet him and Kyle, which was amazing. You guys were awesome. So that was a cool experience, and I got Kyle to sign there and Balin to sign there on my V1s. These were pretty beat anyways. You can see the sole's gone, but I was wearing them like this to flex for a while, but they started fading, the signatures, so I decided to retire them a little earlier than I maybe would have. But yeah, that's just like a cool little memory. I didn't show those actually in my Crocs dedicated video, so it's cool to show you guys that now. Actually, a funny story about my V2s. I had bought my V2s to see Lil Mabu in Atlanta for his tour. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but it's a music artist. And by that point, my V2s were so beat. Like, I would slip all the time on nothing because there was no traction, and they were super uncomfortable. While I was at the concert, I actually bought a pair of Mabu's, I guess they're like brain, it's supposed to look like a brain, slippers. So I literally threw out my Crocs in the trash can while we were there, and I replaced them with these bad boys, which, to be honest, for walking outside and stuff, these have just as bad of a sole as my Crocs did, but they're pretty limited. I don't know, like, he said he was going to make a lot more of these, but I don't think he ever did, so I think these are pretty limited. You can see on the inside here it says YGA, which is like his brand. It's I think it stands for Young Genius Academy. But yeah, these are honestly so sick. Like, I just like the color pink, so I think these are really dope looking. I know those weren't Crocs, but it kind of related with the flow of the story here. So anyways, moving back on to Crocs, my next pair we've got here are another standard pair here, but they're the lavender colorway. I've worn these a good amount too. As you can see, they're not as bad as like my white Crocs, but worn these a good amount too. Any colorway of the Crocs, like in the standard design, like this is always going to be nice in my opinion. So not too much to say about these. Next pair of standard Crocs we've got are these tie-dye ones. They're blue and like light blue, lavender, and white tie-dye. This is probably one of my favorite designs I have. They're just like all my favorite color. I love white, I love lavender, and blue has been like my all-time favorite color. So yeah, these are just a super sick pair of Crocs. Next pair we've got are these almost like coffee tie-dye looking colored Crocs, which I actually have Jibbitz on. I actually don't wear Jibbitz usually. I know, which is kind of weird, but typically I don't have Jibbitz, but these do have them, so we'll go briefly through this. I've got a Gengar Jibbit here. Then we've got Rick from the show Rick and Morty, one of my favorite shows of all time. And then on the left Croc here, we've got a Pokeball, because love Pokemon. You guys have seen my Pokemon collection probably by this point. Then we've got this is a Stapler and Jello, which is a reference to The Office, also one of my favorite TV shows of all time. And then here we've got an Enderman head, because Minecraft, one of the greatest video games of all time. And next pair of Crocs is another one with Jibbitz, but these came on this pair. It's my Pokemon Crocs, or I guess they're almost like Pikachu Crocs. They came with these 6 different Pikachu Jibbitz on here, so I keep them on there. I think they're cute. Let's let you get a little close-up of these. And here's the left shoe Jibbitz. Alright, my next pair is actually a pair of slipper Crocs in the standard white colorway. So once again, if it is cold, I'll wear these because they're at least low top, but don't wear them super often because it doesn't get that cold here. If I lived somewhere cold, these would probably more likely be my standard white Crocs I wear everywhere, rather than the ones that are just normal Crocs. And staying on theme with that, we've got my last pair of Crocs, which is another pair of slipper Crocs, and it's the Buddy the Elf Crocs. This is like one of the greatest Christmas movies ever. If you guys haven't seen it, it's literally just called Elf. It stars Will Ferrell. But it's a great movie, and they made a limited pair of Crocs for them, which are super cool. These also came with these Jibbitz on here, so we have here it's OMG Santa I Know Him, which is like a quote from the movie. Then we've got this is his hat from Buddy the Elf. Then over here we've got this one says, does someone need a hug? Another quote from the movie. And then here's the Elf movie logo. All right, so we're done with Crocs, but moving along with that category of shoe, next up we've got another slipper here, and these are like the classic Uggs. So I have mixed feelings about these. I have worn these a few times. They're low tops, so I can wear them more often here in Florida. Got these used for super cheap because they were used like once. I love the design of this shoe. Like, I love it a lot, but the problem is when I wear them, this like comes off my heel over and over when I'm walking, even though it's like perfect size. Like, my heel goes right to the end here, but this just like slips off your heel constantly. If anyone like wears these Uggs and understands why that's happening, or if there is even something you can do about that, let me know in the comments below. It's really annoying because I love this shoe and the design, and they are warm and nice and comfortable, but I just can't be walking around like as if they're a size too big all the time. Next up, we've got my one and only pair of slides left. I used to have a few pairs, I think, but these are the only ones that have made it this far. And they're just some simple black Nike slides from a long time ago, honestly, that I got at Rack Room. I had wanted these so bad. I remember when they were in Rack Room, I thought they were so sick. Because this is like the Modern Warfare 2 Arctic Camo, basically, which is like super sick. But yeah, one and only pair of slides here. I don't wear these hardly ever, but just because I wear Crocs usually instead, but I do like them. They're very nice. Okay, next up we've got a controversial one, which is not abnormal for who makes them, but it's the Yeezy Pods. I literally have never worn them. I bought them because they were only 20 bucks, as most people probably reasoned as a reason to buy them. I don't think these look cool. If you're trying to say they do look cool, I think you're just trying to be different. It literally just looks like you're wearing socks in public, which if you think that looks sick, then fine. They're not practical. You can get wet on your feet through this middle part. The sole sucks compared to a normal shoe, which is honestly bad for long-term health problems with your feet. Yeah, they just don't look good. I bought them because I was hoping that just simply because they're a Yeezy product that they would be worth like hundreds one day, which is still possible, honestly, because people are crazy with Yeezys, or with Kanye's Yeezy products. But yeah, it's the Yeezy Pods. Nothing special about them, really. I mean, it was his first shoe made independently, which is like the big hype behind it, I guess, but they were 20 bucks though, so I can't complain too much. All right, next up is a pair that I bet a lot of you don't have, but I bet a lot of you have had at one point, and that is Heelys. Yes, I actually own an adult pair of Heelys that fit me, and I have used them before. Growing up, I had Heelys, and I actually learned how to do it, which it's not super hard to learn, but if you didn't really try and practice it, you weren't gonna get it. But they're super fun. It's where you put the wheel in the heel here. You take this thing out and you put these wheels in and you just like glide around on your heels. It's so interesting. I loved these when I was a kid, and we would wear these to school, and we would bring our wheels because they wouldn't allow you to have the wheels in at school. We would bring them in and ask to like go to the bathroom or something, and then pop them in and start heeling around the school like such bad kids. Yeah, I decided to get a pair for me as an adult. I was trying to convince one of my friends to get them with me for so long, and he just wasn't having it, so I decided to get them for myself. And yeah, they're super sick. I don't use them often, but it's like a cool memorabilia thing, and I do know how to do it, so I can always pop these wheels in and go for a Heely ride. So also, like, the box for Heelys is just so dope. I mean, look at that. The design is just super cool. All right, last 4 pairs of shoes before we get to the boxes, which this video is already so long, so I need to start moving through these. First up, we've got these Target brand shoes. They were white shoes that me and my family, like my sisters and my sister's boyfriend, I believe my mom, we like made these. We would like color them in, and then we sprayed them with alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, I think, in a bottle, and it like smeared the design together more. And yeah, these are kind of old and beat up, but I never want to get rid of them because I'm proud of them and I made them. So I have worn them to skate and worn them around and stuff, but I try not to too much because I don't want to ruin them. 101s right here, that's what makes them super cool. Next up, we've got my current pair of work shoes. So these are a little bit gross. They look pretty good actually, but I just started using them as my work pair because my other pair of work shoes got destroyed. But these are, I think, called the finger traps. I got these for Evergo. Never wore them that much. Decided to wear them for work now because I'm like, I need to get my wear out of this. I mean, they've been sitting around forever, as you know. These are a very old design. Next after that, we've got another pair of old shoes that I bought for Evergo and don't wear often because I want to keep them nice. These are, I think, called the Lunar Converge 2s. I got these for a crazy sale at a Nike outlet by me that my friend used to work at during this time. I think I got these for like 20 bucks. It was like a friends and family day and he used his discount for me too. So they were like on sale plus another sale. I literally got these for like 15 or 20 bucks. Used them for a long time. These I actually have worn a lot technically. I just don't wear them as often as other shoes because I want them to stay nice. I think they're super cool. I love these shoes a lot. And my last pair here before we go to the boxes is probably gonna be my next work shoe in line. Probably should be right now, honestly, instead of those other ones. It's just a pair of normal black Nike sneakers. No idea what they are, honestly. I bought these for one of my jobs, I can't remember. And I used them for a while, but not that much, so they're still pretty much brand new. And yeah, maybe I'll switch to these for work because I kind of like those other ones, the finger traps, a lot. And these I don't really care about as much. So alright guys, it is finally time. We're moving on to the boxes. Alright, so here's your little preview here of everything we gotta go through still. I know it's a lot. I can actually show you guys these first real quick. These are just a Union collab with the Nike Cortez that I thought were really cool and got for a cheap sale. Highly uncomfortable shoe, but they look pretty sick. But yeah, so I'm gonna put these away and then we're gonna get through all of these boxes here. We're gonna start with Yeezys here. Hopefully you guys can hear me being farther away and stuff, but first pair we've got is a pair of 450s. I actually got these for 30 bucks back when they were trying to get rid of Yeezy stock when Kanye cut his deal with them basically. I would not have bought this colorway of 450s. I would have got like the black ones or something, but this is all they had at the Adidas outlet and they were 30 bucks. So I'm like, why not? I don't love 450s that much, so I just kind of wanted a pair. So that's why I got these. Next pair of Yeezys here, we've got a pair of foam runners. This is like, I don't even remember, called the Granite colorway or something like that maybe. It's one of the newer ones, people claiming that it was fake and stuff, but I think it looks sick. It's just as good quality as any other foam runner, so yeah, these are nice. Next up, we've got the Yeezy Power Phase, which is like an early model of Yeezy. That was before they kind of had their own unique style of shoes. As you can see, they're kind of more like a Samba style. I have not worn these yet. As you can see, the tags are still on them, but they're super nice. It's like a felt, kind of like a soft material. Super cool shoe, very unique Yeezy, since most of them, as you know, are like the foam runners, the slides, the 350s, stuff like that. And now we're moving on to Yeezy slides. So I got a few pairs, so I'll go through them quick. Yeezy slides are very comfortable. If you haven't had a pair of Yeezy slides before, you should definitely pick up a pair. This is just the like brown colorway. I don't know the actual names of the colorways. Also, Kanye is selling Yeezy slides, from what I can tell, that are exactly the same as these, on his own personal Yeezy website now for 20 bucks. He has nightmare stories about shipping and sometimes you never receive a product, I hear. But if you want to try and get a pair of Yeezy slides for 20 bucks, you can try that. I haven't tried it myself, but I think they're legit from what people say. Next pair of Yeezy slides here is the black colorway, which I think might be called the Onyx colorway technically. Maybe, not 100% sure. I don't even know if I've worn this one. Okay, that was just knocked you guys over there, you okay? Yeah, anyways, I don't think I've worn these. I've worn those brown ones I just showed you a ton, but not these, I don't think, yet. Alright, I think this is the last pair of Yeezy slides I have. Yes, I have worn these a few times. This one is like a seafoam colorway, like greenish, bluish color. It's a super nice one. I just wanted a few pairs of these, and they were pretty cheap when they were like just trying to get rid of them. And I wanted a few pairs so that I have them past when they don't exist anymore, basically, because at the time we didn't know if Yeezy would ever make them again. Alright, we're on to the second stack here, so we're making good time, I think. First up, we've actually got a pair of cleats here. I bought these cleats because they're super nice looking, I think. I think I've used them like 3 or 4 times. I played soccer growing up, so sometimes I'll just go to the fields nearby and shoot some on the net and stuff like that. Just run around. I love the feeling of wearing cleats in grass. It's just like, it makes it so easy to move in the grass. If you know, you know. It just feels good. Next one we've got here is the Drake times Air Force Ones collab. As you can see, it's got some premium packaging here. We've got the Forces in here that are made out of higher quality leather than they're made out of now. Nowadays they're made out of like fake plastic leather, but these are, if you can tell, made out of nicer leather. So yeah, you can kind of tell with the texture on there. They've also got a anodized kind of logo there, where they're usually like more dull metal color, and then also you can put these anodized lace tipped things on there. It also comes with these light blue beads, which were honestly like a huge selling point for me at first, because I thought it would look cool. They were putting them on here, but the problem is the beads are so small, like the holes, so it would bunch the lace up a lot, so it didn't look good, honestly. Also, as you can see, it says right here, "Love you forever," where it usually says Air Force One. So they're just Air Force Ones, but they're clean. They're like a higher quality version. So I don't wear these often. I have another pair of normal Forces that I wear all the time that are kind of beat up. All right, back to Yeezy products here. We've got another pair of foam runners, and this one is the Onyx Black colorway. This is my most worn foam runner, though I don't wear my foam runners a whole lot. But just because it's black, it kind of goes with anything. These are super comfortable despite how crazy they look. I was always doubtful that these were actually comfortable and that people just wore them because they looked crazy, so it was like a fashion statement. But they actually are super comfortable. So if you haven't tried a pair, I would say try it out because they're really nice. Next up, we've got a pair of Yeezy 350s. This is my only pair of Yeezy 350s. And they are the controversial one that everyone thought was a stolen design that Adidas made without Kanye West's approval. Kanye even tweeted himself that he didn't approve this colorway, along with a few other colorways. Either way, I think these are sick, whether people like them or not. These are the steel gray Yeezy 350s made around the time that he kind of like had already pulled the plug with Adidas. But they're super sick. I actually was able to get them for not like $500, since that's how much Yeezys were freaking going for at the time and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy with these. All right, next up we've got a pair of Yeezy 500s. I think the 500 is probably my favorite, at least of all the ones I've tried. I haven't tried 700s before, but they're super comfortable, and I think the design was honestly ahead of its time. Like, it was like a chunky sneaker, which is kind of the style now, but at the time that these were made, that was not the style. But I love this one. This one's my favorite pair of 500s that I have, with the like brown sole there. These are just like a white colorway. Yeah, 500s are so comfortable. If you guys haven't used 500s, I would definitely recommend picking a pair up. But we're gonna move on. I've got another pair of 500s here next as well. Yeah, next up we've got this pair of 500s, which is just the gray colorway, which I've actually beat these into the ground the most of my 500s for sure. Just because they can take a beating. They're gray. I wore these a lot when I visited my sister in Oregon. 500s are like some of my only real sneakers that actually have a good sole in them, so I actually just wear these as like normal sneakers usually. But yeah, they're super nice, super comfortable, as I said before. I might have to take a break, honestly, and film the rest of this later today because I'm exhausted. I got up at like 6:30 this morning. I pretty much ate and just started filming this right away, and as you guys can see here, if I can do this without taking you off the tripod, we've still got a ton to go here, so I might take a little break. Obviously you guys aren't going to see that, but I might take a break here. Just kidding, I was going to take one. Let's power through a little more. I've got another pair here of cleats. These are Adidas cleats, and these were actually the first pair of cleats I got after not having cleats for a long time, so that I could play again. They are laceless cleats. I was about to say wireless cleats. No, they're laceless cleats, which I thought was so sick. I didn't even know these existed until I saw them more recently, because I haven't bought cleats in a long time until I bought these. But yeah, super nice. I mean, I like these a ton. I'm not having to tie your shoes, and they fit perfect. Like, these are amazing. Greatest idea ever, for real. All right, next up here, we've got a pair, I think, of Vapor Maxes. Let me see. Yeah, so I got these Vapor Maxes used for, I think, $100 at a shoe store. These apparently these brand new go for like 500 plus. There's some kind of limited ATL, as you can see there, collab. It's got like the gold tongue there, the gold, if you can see it, Nike there. But yeah, this was my first pair of Vapor Maxes ever. They're super comfortable. I never had a pair of shoes with the air in the bottom like this until these, but they're very comfortable. I didn't think they would be as comfortable as they are. But I think 100 is a steal for these brand new because they're pretty much, or sorry, used, because they look pretty much brand new. All right, next up we've got one of my prized possessions right here, which is kind of crazy to say because they're so common now, but Panda Dunks. The Nike Dunk is literally one of my favorite shoe designs ever, like literally ever. It's like a skateboard style shoe, but it's like mixed with that Jordan look to it. So it's like, I don't know, they're just so cool. I unfortunately bought these at the height of Dunks, which I wish I had waited until now, because now I can get Dunks for like nothing because they're just not hype anymore. But I bought these for like $200. Like, these were one of the most expensive shoes I bought ever, honestly. But I treat these super nice. I don't wear them too often, and when I do, I'm super careful with them. Yeah, you can get a pair of Panda Dunks now for like 100 or less, easily. So on that same trend, another pair of Nike Dunks that I always wanted, and I did wait for, thankfully, were the UCLA Dunks here. These were going for literally like 300 plus during the time I got my Pandas. I got these used. Yes, these are used, apparently, at a shoe store near me for $30. I am not kidding. I got these for $30. You can even see like the bottom, like it's hardly worn. I've worn these a few times as well myself since buying them, and hardly any creasing or anything. So like I said, just wait until they're not hype anymore, because eventually all the hype dies for each shoe and then you can get it for cheaper. All right, these next pairs are pretty cool actually. This is I think they're like called a Shanghai something collab, or colorway at least, of the 95 Air Maxes. These are really cool. I love these. I got these used on Poshmark also for like, I think they were like $70, which at least for the time was a good deal, because I think these brand new, I haven't checked in a while, but brand new they usually go for like a few hundred. So not a bad deal. Super cool colorway. I love how the materials are like different than a typical Air Max 95. All right, now we're on to Vans. I have a bunch of Vans. I've gotten rid of a few even recently because I had so many, but I love to longboard and I used to skateboard too and stuff. So I'm a huge fan of skate shoes, and you'll notice that with the rest of my collection too as we go on here. But these are the Vans times National Geographic Vans. Yeah, they're super nice. I think these are super cool. I was in love with these for a while. I mean, I still am, but like I used to wear these like every day in college for a while. Just a really cool shoe. And the box is pretty cool too, as you can see here. It says National Geographic on there. All right, I'm adjusting the angle a little bit here because I feel like you guys can just not see from here up on me the whole time. So you guys can't see the boxes as much, but it's okay. I bring them up to you anyway. Next pair of Vans we've got here. Oh, I love these. Honestly, forgot about these. I haven't worn so many of these shoes in a while. So this is a pair of, I don't even know what they're called, but it's basically just a pair of normal like rainbow colored Vans, but they put this like clear layer over the whole thing. And the laces go through the clear layer. So these are interesting. Like, they have these ventilation holes here, if you can see and stuff, but they kind of fog up when you're wearing them, which is kind of disgusting, just because of you know, your feet get hot, and maybe you wouldn't do that up north, I don't know, but and it releases, yeah, it's kind of gross, honestly. Like, there's probably a lot of bacteria buildup in there, but these are just super sick. Like, such a unique shoe. I thought these were so cool when I first got these, and I still do, obviously. Also, they've got that comfy cushion they advertise in this specific pair of shoes. It's basically like the worst possible version of a comfy sole you can get out of a sneaker, but for Vans, that's like really good because Vans never have a sole at all in them. All right, moving on to the next pair though. Next up we've got, oh yes, the classics. Just a pair of slip-on checkered Vans. Everybody should own these, even if you're not into Vans that much and not even into skating that much. I just feel like if you don't own these, why? Like, it's like having a pair of Air Force Ones, honestly. Nothing really to say about those, just literally classic pair of shoes right there. All right, next pair. Oh, I love these. This is my most recent addition to my Vans collection, and these are the New Schools, is what they're called. That's spelled like KNU School, or SKOOL, I think. But yeah, they're like the chunky Vans. Everybody's got a chunky version of their shoes nowadays, because that's like in style. But you've got the fat tongue, which they used to have shoes like this, because I had a pair of Vans with a fat tongue, I think, way back in high school, like early high school. But yeah, they brought it back at least, or made it again, or whatever. Yeah, I love these. They're super stylish, look really good with pants too. Next up, we've got another pair of Vans here. This one I got for like 20 bucks on a Black Friday sale. I went Black Friday shopping with my sisters one year, and I got these from Zumiez for literally like 20 bucks. I love how the logo here is like clear plastic over the design. I've also always wanted a pair of maroon shoes, and this is the one and only pair I still have, so I was happy when I found them for so cheap. Alright, we've got 3 more pairs of Vans. Next one, this one is actually one that my sister Robin bought for me, I think a few years ago. And they're these black and rainbow Vans. This is another like classic Vans design with the black and the checkerboard. I love these. I've worn these a lot, skated in these a lot, even though it doesn't look like it. But I love the rainbow designs that Vans has on some of their shoes. They're so sick. All right, next up we've got another classic pair of, oh my gosh, throwing them everywhere. Classic pair of Vans here. They're actually quite dirty. I don't know what I did to these, but they're the white Vans. The damn Daniel white Vans, for those of you who know. Had to have these, of course. Back at it again with the white Vans. These are classics, match anything. Last pair of Vans, going along with what I said earlier, I love the rainbow style on some of these. So these are literally just the classic black and white checkerboard slip-ons, but they're rainbow. Really dope. I've gotten so many compliments on this pair of shoes before, and literally these were like 30 bucks, 40 bucks, brand new. So yeah, they're pretty beat up if you can't tell. It's hard to tell that my shoes are beat up from far away, but they're just super dirty. But yeah, definitely skated a lot in these too. Okay, I just want to show you guys, I have these, if you know what these are, you know. These are a pair of Trophy Room Jordan 1s that released several years ago. And I actually won the drawing for them. So I won the Trophy Room drawing, not the Sneakers app drawing, the Trophy Room drawing, which is crazy. Yeah, I won these for $110 retail. Last I checked, they resell brand new for like 500 plus. I haven't checked in years though. And I actually literally have never worn these because I'm always scared to. Because they're worth a lot in their Trophy Rooms, which means like they're just naturally worth a lot, typically at least. I think I might save these for the end because I want to like wash my hands and make sure I'm not dirtying them up. And I do want to wear these too. I've always told myself I would, I just don't really know when. Maybe one day I'm just gonna wear these to the grocery store. Nothing crazy, like just finally wear them and break them in. I think I'm gonna save these for the end, so stay tuned for the end if you want to see what these look like. The packaging and everything is like a whole experience in and of itself, so. Next up, we've got a pair of Adidas here, and I believe these are basketball shoes. Yeah, these are the Crazy 8s, is what they're called. And they're pretty cool, actually. This one was super cheap that I got, and they're like brand new. I got these for like 30 or 40 bucks. It's like an olive green kind of felt material there. Just a basketball shoe. I don't play basketball, but just thought they were a really cool pair of shoes. Next is another pair of Adidas. I love these, actually. These are the Adafoam Qs, which Kanye West was coming after them for saying that they were stealing the foam runner idea for this, but I think they're plenty different enough that they're not foam runners. But these are just super cool. I actually really like this shoe design, but not worn them a ton, but they're really cool. I like this shoe. Next up, we've got a cool box here. These are just standard Nike Attacks, which is an old design, I guess, that they brought back. And this, I think, was their first colorway that they brought back. These shoes are super cool looking, actually, though. I love the Attacks. The design is super cool. The only thing about these is they're not highly comfortable because just look at how skinny it is. Like, my foot is normal size. I don't even have wide feet, but like, I feel like I'm just shoving my feet in there. Like, it's so hard to get them on and off. But yeah, I love the attacks though. These are like super sick, classic. Next up, we've got another pair of Vapor Max. This I think is my only other pair, maybe second pair I got too. These are super clean, just all whites. They've got some orange and blue accents, but I have not worn these a whole lot. Like I've said, with all my white shoes, I'm always super careful. I don't wear them too much. I make sure it's like good weather the days I wear them. I make sure I'm not going anywhere that's not concrete, like hiking or something. Yeah, these are super clean. Love these Vapor Maxes. Next, we've got another pair of Air Max 95s, and this is the classic white gum because it has the brown gum sole here. But yeah, just an all white pair. I got these used for like 60 bucks, I think, from a store near me. So same one that I got the $30 UCLA Dunks. That store is honestly got some pretty good used shoe prices there. Not new prices though. But used shoes, yeah, they're good. Next here we've got a classic pair of Nikes, and that's the Blazers. I don't know if you guys remember when Blazers were super in, like probably like 3 or 4 years ago. Every girl in existence was wearing Blazers. Like, I don't know why girls specifically really liked them, but I mean, they look good on them too. I'm not coming at them, but so many girls would maybe not this specific one, but would wear Blazers. Guys too though, but just a great shoe. Another very skinny shoe, hard to get in. Kind of a skate style shoe, but yeah, I actually love these. For a time period, like during that time, I wore these like all the time. All right, moving along here, we've got the next pair, which is my Beat to Hell Forces. I wear these clubbing. Actually, yeah, I wear these clubbing. These are like my club shoes, to be honest. I never know what to wear for a club, and I don't want to ruin tons of different pairs of shoes. So I wear these. They're really, really beat up. They're much worse than they even look now because I cleaned them recently because of how bad they looked. But you gotta always have a pair of Forces that you show some love. It just means you actually like the shoe. Next pair here, we've got a pair of Jordan 1s. These are the yellow ochre colorway, which you might think looks similar to the Paul Lens I showed you guys earlier, but these are different. These came out recently, like a couple years ago. Super clean colorway. I have worn these a few times. I always try to keep them super nice like I do with all my shoes, but especially with Jordan 1s, because like I said, they retain value. People are always going to want them eventually. Next up is actually a pair of slides that I forgot I had because it was up in my stack there, but it's the Nike Calm, I think. Yeah, Nike Calm slides, which almost like people were saying they were a Yeezy slide dupe. But once again, I think people like to draw conclusions. It's like there's only so different you can even make slides from each other, or shoes in general, honestly. But yeah, they're like not as comfortable as Yeezy slides, but they were cheaper and they're still like a clean design, and I think they're comfortable enough. They're pretty nice. Next up here, we've got a Jordan Spizike, which is like a fusion between a few different kinds of Jordans into one shoe. And these are like the blue fountains or blue something like that. I honestly don't remember what these are called, but I don't typically like these like hybrid shoes for Jordan, but these are just like so sick. They're just all blue. A very cool design. I don't know, I think of all of the hybrid Jordan shoes, the Spizike is probably the coolest. You've got like this elephant print pattern, which is from the 3s. This is from the 4s, I believe, along with this as well. You've got this like thing to tighten the laces, which is from I don't even remember. That's a much newer Jordan, I think, that has that. But yeah, super cool shoe. It's even got the Air Max technology in there, which is cool. Next up, we've got another pair of Jordan 1s here. And this is the Satin Breads. So the Breads is a classic Jordan colorway, which is exactly like this, red and black. But these are satin, so that's why it's like shiny, you can see. And this is also a woman's release, but I'm lucky enough that I'm a size 10.5 men's, which is a 12 in women's. So if they do an extended women's size run on releases, which they actually did with this one, I actually can get the biggest size and it fits me. So yeah, these are really cool, and they're a bread colorway, so breads always will retain value, so I try to keep these nice as well. Next up, we've got a pair of Jordan 4s, and I honestly forgot I had these somehow because these are like probably one of my favorite shoes I own. These are the Jordan 4 military blues, and this is like the restock they did a few years ago. These aren't like OG military blues, but I don't know, man. These are just so clean. Like, I wore this shoe actually a ton when it first came out. Like, I would just wear it to the mall every weekend just so I could like flex it. But yeah, these are just super clean. Love this shoe a lot. I'll probably have this one in my ASMR video, which is coming out before this, so you guys will know already, but I'm probably gonna use this to make my ASMR video. All right, guys, we've only got 2 more stacks left. We're almost there. Next we've got here is some Bape Studs. It's my only pair of Bape Studs. I would literally own so many of these if I could, but they're expensive usually. As you guys might know, or maybe not also, Bape got in a huge lawsuit with Nike recently, like a year or 2 ago, and had to change the design of a lot of their shoes. So this is actually a Bape Stud that is no longer a design they can use because they said it was too similar to the Air Force One, which, like, understandably, honestly. But yeah, this has got that glossy leather on here, and it's that sky blue colorway there. I love Bape Studs so much. I would own like every color of these if I could. Just Bape in general is like, I love the designs that they have. I love their Bape camo style, as you could see on the box that I just showed you guys. But yeah, these are super clean. They'll probably be worth a ton of money over time, even though they're already worth money, just because they can't even make this design anymore. This one is definitely gonna be in my ASMR video too, for sure. Which that video is gonna be out already at this point, because I'm gonna be releasing this later on. So I'm just gonna link it right here. If you guys wanna see my ASMR video with my favorite sneakers from my collection in an ASMR format, just click right here and you can watch that. Next up, we've got a pair of Pumas. These were actually the this was like the first company to make the Vans New Schools, basically, which I already showed you. There was those chunky Vans. They're the same exact style of shoe as that, except it's Puma's version. These are super, super clean. And also, just so you guys know, these are way more comfortable than the Vans. I love this shoe so much. Like, this was the first shoe at least I remember seeing that was like this chunky style like this. So if you guys want like a cheaper version of some of the brands that make chunky shoes like this now, yeah, this one is called the Puma 180. So go and get your hands on one of these if you guys want. They're super comfortable. All right, we're headed into a big section of skate shoes. First up, we've got some Revenge Storms here. These are basically just super overpriced Vans that are about just as comfortable. But it's like designer skate shoes in a way, I guess you could say. I actually did buy these brand new from Revenge Storm. This is the only pair I did that with. But these are all white with a reflective bolt. They're honestly so clean though. Like, these are so dope. They've got like that white leather material, as you can see. And on the bottom they say Revenge Storm, which, as you can see there, I have used them a lot. By the bottom, I just cleaned them up like pretty well. So yeah, these are super clean. I love Revenge Storms. They're just too expensive. Like, believe it or not, this pair of Revenge Storms is $220 brand new. They might be even more now. And a pair of Vans like that would be $60. So it's literally just for the name, but that's why I only bought one pair full price. I just wanted a pair like that. They are really sick though. And speaking of, moving on to another pair of Revenge Storms here that I bought used for $60 on Poshmark. These are a lot more Vans-esque too, I feel like. I don't know, let me know what you guys think, but just like a dark purple felt colorway here. With just, I don't even know, I think this is a collab or something, but I don't even know what the collab really is. The laces say Revenge Storm all over them. They're just super clean. I actually have worn these to skate quite a bit just because they were already used, even though they look really nice still, but I feel like these are meant to be skated in. Now we're on to our Nike SBs, which is skateboarding. Some more skateboarding shoes. Here's the first of this new shoe they made a few years ago, which is the Ishod Wear. Ishod is a professional skateboarder. This is the first ever skateboarding Nike shoe that has Air Max technology in it. And what's interesting is that this air bubble thing is actually a part of the sole. So if you take the sole out, there is no air technology in it anymore. But yeah, this was the first ever release of this shoe, first colorway and everything. They've made some really cool collabs with this shoe now, but I just thought the OG just looked so sick when it first came out, so I got my hands on it. It is very comfortable to skate in as well. It's kind of weird skating to me just because of the Air Max technology. I feel like your heel is a lot higher than you're used to for skating, but they're very comfortable. Next pair of Nike SBs here are a pair of Ishods again, I believe. Yes, it is a pair of Ishods, but this is his other design before that Air Max one I just showed you guys. Really like these as well. They're super comfortable for skating. They've got the fat tongue as well, which is comfortable. Yeah, I just love the like seafoam green and orange. It's super clean. Another pair of SBs here, and this is actually going to be Nyjah Huston's pair of, or his line of shoes. This is so clean. Like, I feel like this is one of the most unique looking skate shoes made in a long time. It's just very non-traditional, you know? It looks more like almost like a sneaker hybrid in a way. Yeah, Nyjah Huston's probably my favorite pro skateboarder, which is kind of cliche because he's like the greatest like ever, or one of the greatest ever. But yeah, these shoes are super clean. All right, guys, we are on the final stack. We've made it so far. And to start it out, we're gonna go with our New Balance 9060s here. These were super in style like a year ago, not long ago. Maybe not as much now, but I love these. Another chunky sneaker. Once again, like if Yeezy 500s came out when these were in, I mean, this is basically what a Yeezy 500 is. It's like this chunky sneaker with the extra stuff on the side. This is my one and only pair of New Balances. New Balances have been lame for so long, but finally these were in style. I actually think they're super sick too. And I bought those used. They were like 50 bucks used on Poshmark. Next up, we've got my one and only pair of Jordan 13s here. I believe these are referred to as the Playoffs. Like the colorway is called the Playoffs. They're just basically all black with the white and red in the bottom there. They're pretty clean. I like them. Jordan 13s aren't my favorite Jordan by any means, but it's definitely a pair I wanted a pair of, basically. And I got these from a sneaker store used also for like 60 bucks. So pretty good deal. All right, this is my last pair of 500s here. I actually bought this one used. The other two I bought brand new. And this is like a seafoam green tinted colorway. Very similar looking to my gray ones, but I do wear these a good amount as well as the gray ones. I just wanted a few pairs of these because this is probably one of my favorite sneakers as far as comfort goes. So I just want to have a lot so that I can use them for a long time. Ooh, next pair I almost forgot I had. This is actually a pair of Air Force Ones, and these are the Halloween skeleton foot ones. I don't know the actual name technically, but yeah, this is the first colorway they did, I think. So they did this orange with the black skeleton foot, then they did a dark purple with a white skeleton foot, and then they did a white Air Force with a black skeleton foot. I think these are the best because they're the Halloween colors. They're orange and black. Also, the sole glows in the dark at night, which is super cool too. I bought these used for like 60 bucks, and I think brand new these go for a couple hundred maybe, so pretty good steal there, I think. But yeah, these are really clean. I love these shoes, especially for Halloween time, and Halloween's my favorite holiday for those of you who don't know, so I love breaking these out during that time. All right, second to last pair of shoes here, except I do have those Jordans I need to show you. I need to remember that. This is another Halloween pair, and these are a pair of Nike Dunk Highs. This is the candy corn colorway, as you can tell. Just super clean. I love Halloween, like I just said. It is my favorite holiday. And who likes candy corn out there? I don't love it, but I don't mind it. Like, I feel like I'll always eat it just once to have it for Halloween. But also on the other shoe here, I don't know if you can see, but yeah, there's like a imprinted like vampire bite in the shoe there, like with the vampire teeth that you get on Halloween and stuff like that. All right, last normal pair here, and this is another pair of Jordan 1s, and these are the Pine Greens. Although they might technically be something else because the Pine Greens I think have more white in them technically, but these have a lot of black. But yeah, these are clean. I'm pretty sure I also got these used for like 50 or 60 bucks. Like I said at the start of the video, I've gotten most of my shoes used for pretty cheap, especially on Poshmark. I feel like there's really no point in paying so much for these when you can buy them, like someone used them like twice and it'll just kill the value. Like it'll be worth half the amount it is brand new, but look basically the same. But yeah, these are clean. Of course, I just realized, if you can see right there, I got an energy drink out and I haven't even touched it. I don't know why I always do this. Like I get them out and then I just start working and I forget. Like even when I go to work, I bring an energy drink, I set it down on my desk, I do everything I'm supposed to do in the morning until I have like a dead spot, and then I crack it open. Like I don't know why, I just don't want to like drink it until I can like sit down and enjoy it. Even though the purpose of it is to like give you energy, I don't know. But right here I've got a Ghost. I love Ghost Energy. This is the orange creamsicle one. Not my favorite one, but it came in a variety pack that comes with the new blue raspberry ones, so I figured I'd get the pack so that I can have those. But these aren't bad either. Man, I actually haven't had a Ghost in a while. I've been on Celsius. These are so sweet. Like, it's literally candy. They're so good. All right. The moment some of you maybe have been waiting for. The final shoe, which is this trophy room one, like I showed you guys earlier. So I'm probably gonna take you off the tripod for this. So when these came out, it was always a big deal. Like, these are supposed to be like an experience when you open it. It's not just like opening your average shoe. So this box is like way higher quality cardboard than usual boxes. Like, it's super thick and stuff. And I think Trophy Room is, I'm pretty sure it's founded by Michael Jordan's son, I think. So that's why he does these limited releases with Jordan. But yeah, honestly, these are such a pain in the ass to unbox because of the way it works. Like, to wear this all the time, you would not keep it in the box. But as you can see here, it's like, I think this is supposed to be modeled after like a OG magazine from way back. We've got the inside of the box there. So let me go ahead and take this out real quick. Okay, so I took it out. As you can see, basically the shoes are in this like clear thing here. Like, this is why I've thought about selling these too. Is like, the packaging, it's all like super cool, don't get me wrong. It's just like such a pain to get them out. So basically you now have to like undo these plastic parts here. Yeah, like undo this to get the shoes out. All right, so here it is. This is the Trophy Room Jordan 1 Low. It's got that gold back logo there. The inside here is like a lime green color, and the other one is a blue color, kind of like that blue. You've got the satin here with the Trophy Room logo, and then this is like a different felt material. Basically, these have all kinds of materials on it. It's super high quality. It's modeled to look like a Chicago Jordan, but it's a low. It comes with extra lime laces there, as well as these. I think they're like blue or white or something. Yeah, they're white. Every time I take this out, I literally just take this one shoe out, or one of them, because I want to make sure that all of this packaging stays as it is. But there's the other one in there. Let me know, do you guys think I should wear these or should I just sell them at this point? Like, they're still brand new. I could get a good amount of money for them. But yeah, that is the final shoe in my collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and made it all the way through, because it's probably going to be over an hour. I'm not going to lie. Just looking at the footage, I think the footage is a couple hours already. I was going to put this away, but I think I'm going to keep it out and just do the ASMR now and get it done with so I can put all this away, because I have a lot of shoes still to put away here. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, this is a long video, so I think I'm going to end it here. I've been filming since like 6:30 in the morning. I think it's like 8 or 9 now. Please drop a like if you enjoy this video. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, so if you're new, like I said at the beginning of the video, please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my content and support me in the future. And like I said, if you guys are interested in ASMR, go check out that ASMR video with my favorite sneakers. It's probably going to have that Trophy Room in it, as well as the Bapestas and a few other ones that are my favorite. I'm not gonna have too many just because I don't want the video to be too long, but we're gonna do it with my favorites, and if you like ASMR, go and check that out. But I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Thank you guys so much for 200 subscribers. I love you all so much. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.